Well, that just happened. Hey guys, Crystal here, and I have another D&D session talk to report, I guess. I know that I've been doing the first time I did this episode was like to update you on Phoebe Fizzlebang, the animated series, her perspective on everything that's gone on. And I'm still maybe planning on doing that. It's a little weird. I'll explain. The last session, we're dealing with a box of loot covered in caution tape with warnings and stuff like that, found in a old, unused Simic laboratory. Now, we went to this laboratory to find this body of a dead girl, whose spirit is attached to a ring and a haunted doll. Cool. We found that, destroyed the monster, and ended the session. So now we had to deal with the loot. There was also, my character Phoebe got teleported to a vampire's lair to talk about the rogue in our party named Dazaz, aka Bograt. There's a whole big thing there, because he is being possessed, or is possessed, by a sentient weapon that is evil, 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 and evil. The paladin already knows, and wants to bury the weapon. And Phoebe wants to tell the party all about what the conversation was with this vampire. But they have to get Dazaz away from the party first. So that was one of the plans Phoebe had. Fast forward to this box of loot. A box of cursed items. Nothing good can ever come from cursed items. So, we take the box with us, and we move on to a lava field because the ranger wants a primal lotus, a magical flower that can take the aspect of any element that it comes in contact with. So, it can become a fire lotus, being around fire or around lava. It can become a water lotus when around water, so on and so forth, and you get the idea. We watched we used some flammable objects to distract the guarding fire elementals, and they all turned into kind of kitten-like throw thing in the air, catch it, and play with it. It was super cute. It's like, okay, this is going to be a relaxed session with, minimal problems. We still didn't know that the box of cursed items was a box of cursed items. There was a note attached to the box saying, "Do not touch, or you will be dealt with by Gina, or her friend, Nortus, or Noctis, or I've already forgotten the name." Gina's the important one, because Gina's the one that's hunting Phoebe down for killing her best friend and stealing her spellbook. Things that Phoebe has not taken credit for, but she also did not deny. We go back with this box of items. Phoebe used her familiar to check if it was magically trapped. Tried to open the box to see if it was locked. I know we could have used the rogue, but Phoebe doesn't trust the rogue right now. So, the objects. We laid them out in front of Phoebe, so she could ritually cast Identify on all these items. She had no spell slots. So, the DM asks me, what order do I want to do them on? I'm like, let's just go from left to right. So, the first item is a cube. Identified cube. The first cursed item, the most annoying cursed item, and the thing that started a chain of events that started with hilarity, and ended in tragedy. I should get to the point. Cast Identify on the cube. It's an identified cube. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Pushes it to the side. Goes to identify the shield. An identified cube. What? That doesn't make sense. Tries again. None of this is working. So she throws the cube away. Shows up in her pocket. She tries to destroy the cube in a frustrated fury of sleep deprivation. And it shows up in another pocket. She gives it to Dazaz to put in his bag of holding, so maybe the magic won't affect the items around it. Maybe it's an area effect. It appears in another pocket. No matter what Phoebe tries, the cube reappears. Upon further investigation, Phoebe learns, and the party learns, that the cube is a cursed item using Identify to attune to a forced attunement to the item, and The attunement will stay on the character until their death. Phoebe is frustrated and infuriated and tries to find a way to remove the curse, asking the dryad that they live with for help, asking Baj, asking Alazi, and it's just no solution. Until she gets to Baj, who says, yeah, he can fix the problem, and calms her emotions. Well, now Phoebe is no longer infuriated by this cube and the puzzle that has been set before her. She only knows what the object is. Cursed item that is stuck to her until her death. Alright. She knows that paladins and clerics and druids have the ability to resurrect. So all she has to do is kill herself and her friends will bring her back. It's the most logical thing for her to do. Because again, she's not driven by the fear of death or the fury of frustration. So she climbs the top of the tallest tree and jumps off. She takes double hit points worth of damage and dies instantly. Player that plays the paladin laughs, going, not a cleric, don't know how to res. We don't have revivify or anything. The dryad, the one that comes to help. The dryad has reincarnate. Bell goes off and Phoebe is brought back as a human. She does offer to identify the rest of the objects a cursed shield of missile attraction. Basically, attuning to the shield lets you defend your allies. You're resistant to a lot of ranged attacks and ranged magics, but all those things it's resistant to, if they are cast, so if I fire an arrow, it'll hit that shield. It's like a reverse homing beacon, I guess. Next was a set of armor that, long story short, is cursed with the crushing water's depths. You put it on, and the armor starts crushing you. If you're able to survive, it grafts itself to your body and gives you a +2 to AC. That's cool. There is a broken set of indestructible manacles. Yes, I know what I said, but we don't understand it, so no one puts it on, so we don't learn any further about that item. But obviously, with the other items in our possession, that item is also cursed. There is a box called the best vacation spot ever. It is enchanted with what basically is crazy glue. You touch it, it sticks to your hand. The paper inside the box, can't wait to see you, custodian of the Fortress of Regret. There's a name attached, I can't pronounce it. These are the rest of the cursed items. The DM, upon getting ready to inspect the box, warns me I have to touch it to identify it. And since it's a sticky glue box, Phoebe's already frustrated and exhausted from the last 24 hours of being electrocuted, almost shredded by a weird void elemental creature. She's lost her body. She's probably lost her guild. She's been teleported to a vampire's lair. So she's tired and frustrated, and her day can't possibly get any worse. So she touches the box, glues to her hand. In a moment of apathy, she takes one of the ranger's swords and cuts the box from her hand. Of course, Rax heals her. They all decide, maybe it's time to take a rest. Like I said, Phoebe, in the last 24 hours, been electrocuted by magic from a distance because it was a divination mage and they can do that. Teleported to a vampire's lair. She fell in lava trying to get the fire lotus. She's being hunted down. She died while identifying items. She's had her emotions calmed against her will. She's lost her body. She's no longer Phoebe Fizzlebang. Her entire identity was based around pride and I want to be the best of my family. Now she doesn't look like her. So is she really her? She's no longer going to be hunted by Gina. But her party could be. She has a chance for a fresh start and she doesn't know how to deal with all the stuff that happens to her. All that because of a cursed... Well, more than that. So what's this mean for Phoebe Fizzlebangs? At the top of the video, I was kind of vaguely talking about what I'm going to do with the Phoebe series. Well, Phoebe is having an identity crisis and needs to figure herself out. So she's gonna take a walkabout Next session, she is leaving a note trashing all of the items that are Is It. In her lab, she has this incinerator bucket, basically. Her old clothes have been thrown in there. She has a dress given to her by the druid. The remnants of her dragon, the remnants of her lab have been shredded and destroyed. Like, in a fury of frustration and what the hell am I doing with myself? Is this my identity? She destroys her own lab within the Vernati, within her room. Her Mizium that was half bought for her by the Paladin has been completely and utterly destroyed. When she lost her body, and is going through all this stuff, she also is going pure mage, where she was a mage artificer beforehand. So all of the artificer things have been destroyed. And the note that she leaves reads, I need to figure some things out. This isn't goodbye. I just need time. She leaves the note while everyone else is asleep and leaves. I do still want to do everything from Phoebe's perspective. It's definitely going to take a different turn. I have ideas of how I want to do it, though we'll see where that goes. Beware the bottle labeled drink me. And we should have listened to the Paladin, who was like, the warning labels mean something, don't do it. In our sessions going forward, I will be changing my character for a little bit, I think. And Phoebe will make a return someday. That's what happened last session. It was hilarious watching Phoebe deal with this cube, and everyone was just giggling, and it was so funny. But then this morning, after everything else, we kind of the player behind the Paladin was like, last session was brutal, how are we all feeling? And for me, it's definitely very weird. I expected Phoebe to die. She's being hunted by a mage 10 levels higher than she is. She's been sleep deprived by trying to decode and copy this spellbook before she is hunted down, because she wants that power, but also does not want the book in her hands anymore because she knows what it means. She knows that with the spellbook she's going to die. And she tried her best to be careful, but the DM warned me that there is a chance that Phoebe might not come back for this. It's like, I rolled up a new character just in case that I made a mistake, Phoebe made a mistake and died. Well, now the window's open for me to switch to this character, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, to be honest. It's like, one of the things the Pally said, the player behind the Pally, was grieving for a future is no longer there. I myself have dealt with that recently, and now Phoebe's dealing with it. It's definitely a weird feeling. Be like, hey, no, you expected this, so shouldn't you be happy? I don't know. Should I? That's gonna bring us to the end of the video for today. Thank you for watching and listening to the story of cursed items and calamity and problems. Check me out Mondays and Wednesdays on Twitch, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like this video, like it, comment down below what you think. Have you out there experienced cursed items in D&D campaigns? If so, how did you handle it? Has your character died before? All these I point my comment section at you to tell your story, because character death is intense, character drama is intense, and we're in for a bumpy ride. I might talk about my character later, the new character for the time being, but I want the players in our session to meet it first, and some of the subscriber community here are actually the players to the campaign, so we're gonna put a pin in what am I playing next. I tried to do the outro and then I talked more. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Love you lots. Bye!